Here we are in Jomtien, Thailand. This is the kind of sister city of Pattaya, the red light capital of Thailand. Pretty crazy place. Jomtien is pretty large city in its own right these days. There's the Jomtien Tower right there, and only about 3 kilometers away from this condo is Pattaya itself, which is sort of a 24-hour party place, and so people hang out. They get a place to live here in Jomtien, then they go to Pattaya at night. And for the guys here who are kind of like the sexpats, they prowl the go-go bars at night, and they come back to their usually pretty nice condo here in Jomtien in the daytime. You'd think a place like this would be pretty expensive, but it's not. It's only like, this condo I'm in right now has a swimming pool over here, has a nice gym. God, I'm only paying like $12 a night, and this was off Airbnb. You can't beat that. So if you go by the beach, it's gonna be more expensive, but no, the prices here are fantastic. But in this video, I want to talk about a couple points to know before you come to Thailand. A couple of things to think about, and the first one concerns Thailand itself and how it doesn't seem to be getting any less corrupt. If you talk to the locals, they are usually upset because it seems like the government just keeps spiraling down and down. Okay, so as far as I know, there's a kind of military junta still happening in the country, and corruption is still quite apparent. So the Thai police force is especially corrupt. So you don't want to end up on the wrong side of the law with them. They will look for any excuse to blackmail you and make you have to pay some kind of bribe. And one excuse would be if you get too drunk. If you're the kind of guy who likes to get hammered and is puking outside of a club, then Thai police will get you for public intoxication and make you pay a hefty bribe. And if you don't pay it, then you go to a Thai prison or a Thai jail, which from what I hear is bad news bears. You don't want that to happen to you. Very, very bad stuff. Another thing to think about, so if you haven't come to Southeast Asia before, look, so a place like Jomtien, it looks pretty Western, doesn't it? It's nothing too crazy out of this world, and that's how this city is. And this city is kind of unique in that sense. It's a place designed for Europeans, designed for Russians. There's a lot of Russians here. But if you get out of here, Thailand or Southeast Asia has pretty extreme driving, extreme traffic, and if you're not used to it, it can be a bit of a shock. So you have motorbikes flying past you very quickly. Crossing the street is intimidating for people sometimes. When you get used to it, none of it is really that bad. But again, it's something just to think about. There's a little bit of culture shock, and it's good to get really deep into the actual Thai culture so you know what it's like, instead of just hanging out in your bourgeois Jomtien condominium the whole time. It's actually a good idea to get out and about. And even here is, I think, still a better choice than going to some of the full moon parties and places like that, where it's all basically hipster Zoomers and millennials and bros and prostitutes from all the American universities coming on their between class vacations or spring break type things. And honestly, I get pretty sick of those types of people. I guess I outgrew them a long time ago. So a place like this is still more my vibe. The nightlife is pretty great still, without having to hang out with those types of people. Pattaya has some pretty cool nightclubs, although you can expect to probably be dancing with a few Russians. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But anyway, so back to the main point about things to keep in mind. Something else you want to keep in mind are the prices. So as I just said, it's very fair out here, very cheap. However, things can also get expensive if you're not careful with your budgeting. So it'll bite you in the ass because you think you're saving so much money, but for example, the ATM fees are outrageous. It's almost about $7 in ATM fees every time you use the ATM. Now, you may want to find a bank that actually refunds ATM fees. I know Charles Schwab does this, and I should be getting a pretty nice refund from Schwab by the end of this month because I have just been getting eaten alive by these ATM fees. So you also have to keep in mind staying safe, being careful of scams. I mean, anywhere that's, I wouldn't say Thailand is lawless, but it's not going to be quite the same as you're used to if you're from a Western country. And Thai people look out for themselves. You don't for each other. So you never want to end up in a fight with Thai people. So out here, most local Thai guys, well, I mean, they want the cash from Westerners. That's kind of what it comes down to. They're nice, or they pretend to be nice around you, but in reality, I mean, a lot of them are really good at martial arts. Many of them practice Muay Thai boxing, and you will never survive if you're going up against a Thai guy, because they will gang up in packs, and they all can use martial arts, and they'll all pretty much kill you and throw your body in the river, and the police will not care because you're a Farang, you're a Westerner, and your life is forfeit. You're just a walking bank account. Your only value is the fact that you have money in your pocket, and they can use that, but they have no loyalty to you. They don't care about you, and you can literally, you could end up in a fight, thrown off one of these nice Jomtien high rises, and the police will just shrug and turn the other way, even in a place like Jomtien, which is designed for expats. So you don't mess with the foreigner. You don't mess with the locals. You don't mess with Thai people. But fortunately, it's pretty easy to get along with them. And I on the upside of that, I find Thai people to be a little bit more honest than other places I go to, Philippines or other places in Asia. It just, I notice it's just like, I've just never really had any issues. Like when I hear about these horror stories, it's usually pretty self-inflicted. And the food out here is great. And one of the big pluses about Thailand is just the fact that in my experience, I don't usually get sick from eating the food, only because this food is sometimes too spicy. My stomach can't handle it. But I just noticed that there's just generally better standards of hygiene out here than in other Asian countries, Southeast Asian countries, and there's better medical care as well. So if you're ever sick, you have access to Bangkok. And hell, I was in the hospital out here for 3 weeks with a pretty bad injury, and my company picked up the bill, but it hardly cost anything at all. So definitely some big advantages, some nice stuff about the place. Maybe as a final point, English is difficult out here. You want to keep a phone going with Google Translate. Pretty much, you want to keep that handy, because the language is weird, it's difficult, and to them English is weird and difficult. I noticed I find it's even easier in Indonesia, definitely a lot easier in Philippines than it is in Thailand. It's easier in Malaysia as well. Thailand is, not as English friendly, but it's okay. I think everybody knows how to get by. And by and large, you don't get too scared by some of the things I said in this video, because despite some of those more sour elements, I've been out in Thailand 4 times now. I'm leaving here in a couple days, but it's been a good couple of weeks revisiting Jomtien, Pattaya, revisiting Bangkok. I think one last note I want to say is, I like Bangkok. Bangkok's a cool place to check out, but it's downright post-apocalyptic. The smog is so bad in Bangkok that it's unreal. I was just there, and it was affecting my health. I just know it. You want to get away from that place probably as quickly as you can. And what else do I want to say? One more point of caution is, like, look, if you want to be a sexpat, I'm not going to hold it against you. It's not really my thing. I prefer to date real women. Not that these women aren't real, but just be mindful if you go down that road, and keep a strong disposition. Don't get manipulated. Don't start paying. Don't start dipping into your pocketbook for some girl you barely know. There's various ways that they will try to manipulate you. Sometimes, or so I hear. And I think a lot of them are pretty quality. That's not going to happen, but you know, just be mindful if you start getting to know some of these girls and suddenly they're asking you for large sums of cash because, you know, grandma's sick or their child is sick up in the northern provinces or something like that. You know, be mindful again, because like I said before, the law is not going to be on your side. So don't get into trouble. You know, you can read the Pattaya One News channel or the website, and every day there's some crazy stories, some foreigner being found dead or being thrown off of being, you know, thrown out of some window or something. So don't let that happen to you. Anyway. Thanks for watching. This is Men's Life Abroad, and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you want some more videos like this. I'll have some more stuff coming out soon, and I'll talk to you then.